Hi guys, and welcome back, or welcome if you're new around here. My name is May, and today we have a handbag comparison video. The two brands that I will be talking about today are none other than one, Polene, and two, Basile. So this is the Polene number one. It is one of their most classic and well-known silhouettes from the brand. And here we have Basile, and this is the Le Petit Apollon. So it is the smaller size of this specific style. There is a larger one. And again, I do think that this is one of their most popular styles now available. Throughout the video, I basically want to give you guys kind of a little tour and a little guide as to each piece and what they offer. I also will share similarities and comparisons that I have been able to pinpoint. And of course, we will be getting into what fits in each of these little pieces. As per the brands, I did want to notate a few details, and that is Polene has been around since 2016, while Basile has been around since 2020. They are both two Parisian brands. However, Polene's bags are made in Spain, while Basile's bags are made in Italy. Go ahead and start off with Basile, and the style that I will be talking about today is the Le Petit Apollon. I will be looking down at my notes just so that I can give you guys the correct information. As you can see, this one is in the color black. The measurements of this piece is 23 centimeters across, 16 centimeters in height, and then 8 centimeters in depth. I did weigh the pieces for you guys. That is something that I feel I always get asked in all of my handbag reviews, and to be honest with you, I had never really considered it to be something that you guys would be interested in. So I promise that going forward, I will do my best to always remember that little detail. But this one here weighs 618 grams. That is without the crossbody strap that it does come with. Now, the Petit Apollon from Basile is made out of bobine leather. It does have a cotton interior, and this piece current retail price is 430 USD. Let's head over to the other side, and that is the Polene number one. This is the size nano. The number one does come in various sizes. This one in particular measures 20.5 from the bottom, 17 centimeters height, and then 9 centimeters in depth. The weight of the number one nano is 347 grams. It is made of Italian full-grained textured calf leather. Also has a cotton interior, and the current retail price for this little piece is 470 USD. Now, let's dive really quick into the similarities of these two pieces, and that is, as you can tell, they both have a top handle option. They do offer a removable and adjustable crossbody strap. As you can see, the opening to these handbags are a flap style opening, and even though they are full leather handbags, I do want to point out that the feel of this leather is that of a coated leather. Now, diving into the differences of the handbags, and that is more or less the interior, I wanted to share with you guys that the Polene in the nano size, when you do open it, it's just, let me remove the crossbody strap. It is just basically one big open compartment, and then you do have a small slip pocket in the back. Heading over to Basile's Le Petit Apollon, and this one basically the interior does have a little bit of an organization system going on. So you do have two big slip pockets that you can see right here. You have a zippered pocket in the center with a very smooth zipper, and then you also have a front very slim pocket. So let's say you didn't want to carry a wallet, you can just put like your cash and your cards in this slim pocket here, and then just play around with the rest of the space and put like your pouches or anything that you might be carrying for the day. As you can see in the top handle for the Polene is very structured. It's kind of rigid in a sense, depending on, you know, the width and things of your wrist. It could be comfortable or it could not be comfortable to get in and out of. While the top handle of the Petit Apollon is a little bit more of a softer sort of mold, so it's very easy for you to get your hand in and out of, even if you are wearing a coat or like a thicker sort of blazer or jacket. One thing that I did want to quickly point out in regards to design is that the Polene does offer the back pocket here. It is very impractical in my opinion, and then I just did want to point out that Basile's Le Petit Apollon does not have that back pocket. Going into another difference that I wanted to point out, and that is basically the opening mechanism for these bags. As you can see, they both have a flap style to them. However, I do find that the Polene number one opening is a lot easier than the Basile Le Petit Apollon. So basically to get in, you just go ahead and push this little flap forward, and then this magnetic closure opens up and you're good to go. You can move your things around or put your things in there, no worries. While the Petit Apollon from Basile, you do have what I think is a beautiful feature, which is this really nice gold plated feature right here. You do have to pull the clasp down in order for it to open, and then you can go ahead and open the bag and do what it is that you need to do. And then when you are closing it, you basically need to make sure that you find this little kind of knot that it has there, and make sure that the flap actually lands in there for you to close it. When you have the bag on, I do want to point out, I have a full first impressions of this bag, so I'll make sure to link that down below, but I just wanted to pinpoint that right here. When you do have the bag on, it is a lot easier for that kind of flap to find that little knot and close. I find it a little bit more uncomfortable when I do have the bag on the crook of my arm or when I'm holding it handheld. Another difference that I did notice in regards to both of these pieces is that even though they do both offer a crossbody strap, which is both adjustable and removable, thank you Lord, the adjustments or the way that the straps go on are very different. So for the Basile handbag, you do have two clasps on each side. As you can see, those clasps also make a little bit of noise as you move. So that doesn't bother me. However, I know that that can bother others, so I wanted to point that out. I really like the fact that they have the clasps for the crossbody strap apart from the top handle. I have mentioned it before, but I do feel that when you hook the crossbody strap on the same hook that the top handle is kind of placed at, I feel like long term that's going to cause a lot of wear on the leather of the top handle. So I really like that they thought that through and added the clasps separately. Also enjoy the fact that the clasps are kind of on the outside of the bag, because I do feel like when the crossbody strap is kind of set a little bit wider, it lays more comfortably on your body. Now with the Polene Number One, it is a little bit different. So you do have two little clasps in the back, and then you basically loop the leather through, and then you hook the leather within these little nods that it has. That is extremely difficult. I mean, I've had this piece, I want to say, for 3 years. It's not a bag that I use every single day, but whenever I decide to remove the crossbody strap, I have to really pull at that. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's great because you know your crossbody strap is not gonna go anywhere, but at the same time, I honestly feel like I'm going to break the leather every time I'm trying to either attach or remove that crossbody strap. Another thing that I did want to point out is that you can tell the difference as to width. As I said, the clasps for the crossbody strap on the Basile bag are a lot wider apart, rather than in the Polene Number One, they are a lot closer. So depending on you, your body frame, what you're wearing, this can be a little bit uncomfortable. I have found it to be a little bit uncomfortable when I'm wearing bulkier items. I really do enjoy wearing this piece as a top handle now more than anything, but I also really always appreciate a handbag that can have a crossbody strap in case I would have the need to use it. So I think we basically touched on all the details of each of these pieces. So basically I wanted to share with you guys what it is that fits inside of each. I kind of wanted to bring more or less things that I would typically carry in my handbags. Obviously, a full-size water bottle wouldn't fit in here, and neither would a small umbrella. It would have to be one of those maybe little really compact umbrellas, and even then putting that inside, it would take up a lot of space. We have phone. I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. We have my mini pochette, which she is pretty packed at the moment. She has a little pill box, a cuticle balm, a lip gloss, hand cream, and then a small little mirror. So this is how she looks. We have a card holder. I definitely recommend going the compact card holder or wallet size for a bag like this. Again, you can also just remove the cards and put them in that back pocket if you wanted to, but I always like to carry a card holder. You guys know I go nowhere without my wipes. And then last but not least, what I really like doing is having my sunglasses in these really kind of thin cases, just because they take up a lot less space. These are just some Amazon Sunnies. You know that I love my Amazon Sunnies, and I really like this style in particular. And then what I'll do with this one is I just will go ahead and place it at the top of the bag. So this is what the handbag looks with everything inside. As you can see, everything lays in there pretty nicely. And for me in particular, I have just loved and kind of gotten used to wearing this bag with the clasps undone. It's just more comfortable for me that way. But even with all that being in there, you can definitely go ahead and clasp those little sides, and then you can go ahead and close the bag. She is a little bit, you know, stuffed. You can definitely remove a couple of things here and there. You could maybe go for a smaller pouch if you wanted to, but if you needed to carry those essentials, they all fit in here very comfortably. It all depends on your personal preference as to weight. For me, it's not an uncomfortable weight, but of course there are things inside, so obviously it is gonna weigh a little bit more. Now let's head on over to Basile's Le Petit Apollon, and even though I feel like, of course, all of these things will definitely fit into this bag as well, I do think that you have a little bit more room to play with if you wanted to. I will go ahead and place that same card holder. My wipes will go in the back with the mini pochette, phone in the front, and then my glasses right there in the front as well. Everything pretty much fits in there perfectly fine. This is very similar to that of the pochette Métis style. So if you own that bag, you'll more or less get the same concept with this one. And as you can see, there is no like bulging on the sides at the leather or anything like that. And then maybe here you can add like a hand sanitizer because you do have a little bit of space on the side. To be honest, that's about it. So it's just the way that the compartments in here are kind of placed where it more or less gives you the same capacity as the Polene Numero Un. So I did go ahead and add that hand sanitizer here in the corner. We'll go ahead and close her up and she is good to go. Again, for me, very comfortable. It has some weight to it, of course, because I am carrying a few things inside, but that's normal if you know, are just carrying these essentials on the daily. So that does it for this very quick comparison of these two beautiful pieces. Let me know if you own any of these two. Let me know if you own one and were interested in the other, or just your overall thoughts in regards to these pieces. I really do feel like there are a lot of contemporary brands out in the market that are making really good quality handbags at what I believe are still attainable prices for what it is that you are getting. And I'm just here to kind of share with you guys my 2 cents and obviously have a conversation with you guys in the comment section down below. As always, I appreciate you for taking some time out of your day to spend with me today, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Bye everyone.